Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well and having a blessed Sunday. I know my appearance is a little bit a lot for a Sunday morning, but I was so excited because I have my girl Clemence today, and I cannot wait to talk to her. So thought I'll put my best outfit out, even if it's a little much for Sunday morning. But I am glad that you all are here. Hi, Sanjini. Hi, Aren. And look, Aren has the wrench. Y'all, be careful. And there's Rich. Hi, Rich. Hi, Dahlia. And hi, everyone else. And I am so glad to be here with my favorite girl, Clemence. And let's see, this kind of like AI, it's not AI, but the camera moves often. And when I move my head, the camera moves. And I am not used to this yet. Waffle can eat my shorts. Hi, Polychrome. Hi, everyone. Okay, so today we have Clemence on the live, and I'm hoping that she's somewhere in the backstage, and which I have to find. But she is. I have known Clemence for so long. I mean, so long. But I've been watching her since 2020, because I am a Chanel girl, and I believe, and so is Jay, and I think that's how I found her actually. And yes, camera moves when I move my head. Look, oop, the camera moves. Oop, oop. This is made for teachers and stuff, I guess. Anyhow, so I had been watching Clemence for a long time, and it wasn't until I didn't comment. I didn't even know like how to comment or something, because I would usually put the YouTube on when I was I'm getting ready in the morning or something. Anyhow, and I think she posted something maybe not this year, last year, and it was a video. It felt very, I felt connected in the moment I was watching it, and she was sharing some things from her heart, and I felt really connected with her, and I reached out to her, and I didn't think she would ever respond to me. And how nice and lovely she is. She got back to me, and I ended up interviewing her in my Facebook group. And then she was so lovely. We kept talking, and I met her in person in Aix-en, and that was an awesome experience. Because I just want to share this because I always imagined Clemence being a Chanel girl, and she showed up, and I was standing in line in the last day, like everyone on the last day of Aix-en is kind of a lineup, and it's really busy. And here she comes, Clemence, with her boyfriend, and they're walking around. I was like, Clemence, and she looks around. I was like, what are you doing there? Come with me. So then you go in, and I just approach her, and she smelled so good, and she smelled like Chanel number 5. And yeah, so and thank you, Clemence, for not ruining the image of yourself for me, because it's like when you're reading a book and then you go to see the movie, and I always expected that she would be wearing something Chanel, and she was lovely and sweet, and we met briefly, and we have kept in touch, and she kindly accepted to do a live with me in my newly founded channel. I'm gonna see where she is at, because I have sent her the. Oh, she is. She's in backstage. You guys get ready to say welcome to one and only beautiful Clemence. I'm hoping that my microphone, my speaker is gonna work. So let's keep fingers crossed, and I'm gonna add Clemence to the stage. At the stage. There we
Hello.
go. Hello. Hi, sweetie, and I can hear you. I
You
love
can
you.
hear me? That's
I
okay.
can hear you well.
That's good. How are you, Mitra? It's so
How
funny
are
that
you?
you were talking about that first meeting. It was like in a movie, isn't it?
It is, right? Like, and I mean, she goes by, and I'm like, and I wasn't loud. Like, I was kind of embarrassed because, like, I'm this one common person standing there, and
Yeah,
and
you
here's
were
this
actually.
celebrity and passing by, and I'm like, hi, Clemence, Clemence, and she's like, looks right away, and I'm like, oh, she was like,
You
smell
know,
good, you
it's
look gorgeous.
stop. It's funny because I recognized you straight away, and I was like, "Well, it was raining," and I was like, "There's no way I'm leaving her here," and we just going.
She's like, what are you doing there? Like, come with me. And your boyfriend, oh my God, he's so kind of gentle, and like he
Yes.
kind of held the umbrella for all three of us. And like
Mm,
we were kind of trying to swerve the line, and like he was just holding my hand so we can all not get lost in there. And it was
yeah.
so sweet. It
You
was
know, it's
awesome.
in this kind of moments that I really love him. It's like when I saw that he was holding your hand because we were getting lost. There was so many
Yeah.
people. I was like, oh, you know?
Such a gentleman, such a
Yeah,
gentleman. I would never forget. And this is the when you know the guys a little bit more intimately, like in that, like how they are, how they conduct themselves in any situation, right? And that was so sweet of him. And
yeah.
shout out, even though they are frustrating sometimes,
They
they're
are.
not. They do not recognize color of our hair once in a while,
Oh,
but that's it.
Mitra! Honestly, like, basically what happened, guys, is that I texted Mitra because I think you texted me first
I
because,
did. Yeah.
like, I was getting so upset because, like, I remember we were just talking before going to bed and it suddenly tell me that my hair black anyway because I said they were dark brown. And I look at him and I'm like, huh? I'm like, but no, I mean, it's close to black, but they're not black, they're dark brown. And he's like, oh no, come on. I was like,
Come on,
after
right?
2 years, you cannot tell me what my hair color is. And then he was like, do a poll on Instagram. Everyone thinks the same as me. I was like,
They are funny, and it's the same thing. Like, I said to Clemence, like, some days I may wear my shirt inside and out, and no one would notice in this house. I mean, my oldest is a little bit into fashion. He will kind of pick out things, but the rest of them, I'm like, there's just no way. And anyways, but it was lovely to meet you, and thank you for wearing Chanel number 5 to to that did not. I was like always picturing you wearing something Chanel when we meet first. But anyway, thank
yeah,
you for that.
pleasure.
And thank you for accepting to do this in my little small channel that I started 2 months ago. I mean, it's the channel has been around for a while, but like I never did anything on it until recently, and I'm like, I'm doing it anyways in the groups. Like, let's do it here. And thank you for accepting to do this. And um, let's start. What would you like to? Is there anything that you want to say on the outset, or you just want to?
No, I'm just happy to be with you. Honestly, like it's you don't even have to say thank you. Like like when there's a connection with someone and we get along and the person is nice, and then that just it's
Isn't it?
nice to be able to hop on a Sunday and talking to you.
It's so natural when you know and you love someone, and that kind of that. I guess I do trust my first instinct a lot. Like when I meet someone, like in that first few minutes, and I immediately felt at ease, and I immediately felt she's a nice girl and she's a nice person inside and out, and it really felt that connection. Guys, I was like a pervert there. Like we were sitting taking a picture for the official picture there, and I'm like, because I've seen your hair so long, like, and I'm thinking, I was like, I want to touch your hair. It's like a pervert, and I whispered in her ear, I'm not a pervert, like every pervert would say. Just her hair is so soft. It's just like funny. Anyways, and
Sorry.
I know, right? Like it's just one of these moments. And then I thought it was, oh my God, what's she gonna think? Like, she's a weirdo. Like, why is she touching my hair? But anyway,
Listen, I'm pretty much a weirdo. I mean, if you ask my boyfriend, probably it's one of the first thing he would say about me. So you won't, it's fine.
I think fragrance community, we were talking a little bit about earlier, but we are a peculiar people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us who have a lot of passion for um, a lot, a lot of things that we have passion about is a lot of us that are really into this, they have our own peculiarities and our own kind of weirdness in a certain way, and that's what makes us us, right? And that's beautiful in its way. Dahlia says, very straight thing to think, Mitra. Yep, that is correct. That is correct. Hi, Nina. Since Snowdrop says, well, at least he didn't say you were blonde. That's correct. That
That's
could have been
right.
worse.
That's right. That's yeah. That would be very scary, actually.
That would be very scary. It's like, who are you thinking about? Yes, we are certainly a bit weird. Yes, there's no shortage of that, including myself. Anyhow, let's start. Tell me about, since it is kind of like we are getting to the end of like 2024, I want to do this cliche and talk about like your last year in like a snapshot. Tell me about your life over the last year, professional, whatever you want to share,
Yeah.
and what has been going on for you past year. What have you been doing? What are you going to be doing? What are you looking forward to?
Okay. Well, to be fair, like I never go with like a proper plan because I'm a very anxious person, and I've shared previously on social media my mental health is up and down because of my condition. So I need to not put too much limit. But this year I was like, okay, I have a lot of things to achieve. I've been a bit tough to myself because I have a project in at least a year to change a bit my life. Let's see
Mhm.
what's gonna happen. But I just want to have like a more quieter, slow life
Mhm.
for in a few years. I'm hoping to move and stuff like this. So this year I was like, let's do everything that I didn't have time to do, that I've always been dreaming about to do in my career, especially. So I was
Mhm.
like, let's not put any barrier. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
go all over for it. I wanted to travel more. I did. I went to Morocco. I've been to Sweden to try fragrances,
Oh,
which was great.
Morocco.
Yeah, I've been a lot of
Woo!
time to Paris. It's not my favorite
Oh,
city, Paris, even though I was born there. I don't like it, but I was there. Quite often, I did all the events that I wanted to do. Recently, I always wanted to go back to masterclass, which I did, or interview perfumers, which I did with the brand Granado. It was wonderful. A lot of little things like this that I always wanted to do, and I'm carrying on. It's I would say a bit tough for my diary because it's really busy, but I'm really happy that I'm able to do it, especially being so challenged with my mental health. So I'm happy I'm
mm,
just capable of still doing those things. And it's been great. The project with Jovoy as well, with my box, was since the beginning of the year. It was hard work for me. It doesn't seem
mm.
like hard work, but it was. And
Oh, it is.
and that was all the year we were working on this, and I was like, okay, I need to do it, and I was petrified to do things like this. Actually, everything that I did that involved social people, talking in front of people, launching a product or stuff like
Mhm.
this, launching a fragrance or whatever it is, everything that I did a bit like this was really a challenge to me because this is the thing that it's totally out of my comfort zone. If I could
Mm,
avoid it and stay in my cave, I would.
mm,
But I just put this thing that, okay, I don't want to have regrets. I want to do it all. And
yeah.
then when I'm going to get this slower life in
Mhm,
1 year,
mhm,
then I will be like, yeah, I'm fine. I did it all,
mm.
So that was
So,
the thing.
so tell me, like, how old are you now, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm 31.
31. Okay. You know what? Funny enough, because when I was 31, not when I was 30, I had an under 30 bucket list, and I needed to do certain things before I was 30, including like I was always afraid of swimming. Like I had a near drowning. I learned how to swim.
Oh,
I got my motorcycle license. I did bungee jumping. I did and what else did I did the skydiving, all those things
wow.
I got it under like but I didn't do it all of them under 30, but by the time I was 31, I had done all of them. Like I don't know what it was, but I wonder if that's a kind of a sense in woman, like in just like when turning
Yeah,
30 and it was like, like
yeah,
we're gonna do all the things that we wanted to do. But
yeah.
I'm glad that I mean, I was watching you over like last year, and I'm not like I can't you know, with the life with the kids and career, like I have a hard time following every event, but you were busy. You were busy this year.
Yeah.
Like I saw the videos that you were putting on, the posts that you were putting on, and it just like it felt like, oh my God, I don't know how she's managing it, because it is a lot. And even just like for me, like doing this one live, right? Like it is a lot of preparation, outfit, thinking about logistics, sharing. All of those things takes time.
Yeah.
And I think you're a little bit like me in that, like, you do very well, like in when you're talking, you're presenting, you're out there, you look like a pro and natural, but deep inside, I'm not an extrovert person at all. Like
Mhm.
I'm an introvert. That those things takes energy out of me, and I do have kind of anxiety about those things. So I'm gonna say I admire you for putting all that in there, like all that effort. It must be exhausting, to be honest. Like to put all that out there. I mean, it's all the things that you love, but still, like
Yeah. Well,
you're putting energy out.
it's difficult as well to while you're doing all these things, especially for me, that are draining me mentally. Because, like for me, it's always been easy that about the fragrance things. I
Mm,
always loved perfume. It's since I'm a child, so I know I have to do this. But the whole social media things, even though I know how to do it, I am incapable to manage my
mm,
anxiety with it, and it's really
yeah.
difficult. And most of the time, I'm crashing. Like for example, this week I
Mm,
post one reel, and this afternoon I'm going to post a YouTube video. I couldn't
mm,
do more. I was in my sofa, dying with my little depression, and
mhm,
and sometimes it kicks in. Like this, and during a week I'm out of energy because last week I did so much, then the week after I'm crashing, and it's been like this the whole year. But I'm fighting against it, and I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to be kind with myself. When I see I'm like that, I'm just resting for a week, and then after doing a month I'm really active. But it's just, it's very tiring. People don't realize how much tiring it is. There's the little things to do, like you said, like
mm,
posting,
mhm,
promoting, getting ready, doing the thing. But there's also, once you post, there's also this draining energy where you've been judged, and you judge yourself. You're like, my content
yeah,
is not good enough. This is
mhm,
not like this. I should do
absolutely.
better. This person is doing more than me.
Mhm,
And you have to fight a little bit against these negative energies and be like, okay, no, I don't care. I'm doing
mhm,
my things. And it's always have to remind you like this. And it can be very hard. I mean, some people are doing it without thinking about it, and I really admire that. But me, I'm really sensitive to that. So it's
yeah.
it's never been really easy for me. But I'm glad this year, like at least it shows that I've been a bit busy, because in my head I still haven't done anything. But I'm trying.
But Clemence, I mean, there are a few comments. It says, Dushan is asking, oh yeah, did you wear layered the dessert American there when you were in Morocco, I guess?
I would have loved
Um,
to, but
yeah.
anything orange blossom like I wore that for sure. I
Oh,
think
nice.
with the tea it was going very well. We were
Nice.
only smelling orange blossom everywhere. The tea was orange blossom, which is my ultimate
Oh.
dream.
Does
So
orange
a lot of
blossom
things
come
like
from
that.
Morocco?
Huh?
Does orange blossom come from Morocco? Like is a huge source of it or no?
I'm not too sure, but it's
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
a
not sure either.
source because they are everywhere. Like neroli, orange blossom is definitely everywhere. It's one of the source, so that's why it's so popular in the
Mhm.
tea. They also put it in the food.
Mm.
It's so delicious. Everything is so amazing over there. I actually
Mm.
loved it. But
Oh.
yeah, no l'air du
Hey,
désert marocain.
so going back to what you said just before I got distracted, sorry. And one of the things that I admire about you, and I mean, part of it's like why actually we connected, because I do work in mental health, and I think the post that you had, it was very candidly you were sharing your feelings about being in this field. And a lot of times, people lose sight of like what it is like to be in this field, or you're doing something that you love, and you're sharing it with the world, but then all that comes afterwards, and how it affects people. And people are, oh, why would she be affected by one comment? It's not just one comment. It's one
Yeah,
comment after another comment, another comment, another comment. And we all have our low moments, like where
yeah,
we are frustrated about 20 different things, and then there's like one thing on top, right? Like it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like I did a presentation. I was a lecture and a talk, and it was really a professional milestone for me. And I got 19 feedbacks back, and then 17 of them were like very good, very passionate about the subject, and blah blah blah, and it was really good. And then two of them, one of them was something said about, oh, she didn't talk about her conflict of interest, which I did. It was the first slide, and then the second one was disorganized and disinterested. And I'm like, why?
What?
Why would you even say that, right? And I know who exactly it is, but even though it's anonymous, I know that from the event that transpired. But all of these things, you just kind of you put so much energy and effort into it, and these are the things that are not really your nature, like presenting and going and doing these things and putting yourself out there, and then just having a hit back. Again, it's not like that just one or two comments, but it's important for people to notice that when they are making these comments, it's okay to talk about a fragrance that you don't like, or you don't agree with someone's opinion or whatever. But why would you like personally attack someone like on their taste of fragrance? Like, I mean, that those kind of things that don't make sense to me.
To be fair, like, it doesn't make sense to me because I never done it my whole life. I've never sent a negative comment to anyone, and I'm just like, what gets to these people's heads to do that? Like, for me, if I don't like it, if there's something that really shocked me, then I can probably say it, but then say it in a nice way, and then that's constructive feedback. I'm always open for this. But when it's like fully like hating and negative and unnecessary, or you just don't like it, then just go somewhere else. You know, there's plenty of things. It's very strange to me. But you know, like, it's I wish that it would getting better, because some people don't realize sometimes to who they are talking to. They don't know you. Like, they don't know me. Like, for example, me, like, there was a time where I had a lot of bad comment because one of the video I did millions of views, and there's just one that really touched me, because it was talking more about me entirely, like they know me, and it touched me, and I cried the whole fucking day. So you never know. You never know how the person is going to react. So better just don't do it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have nothing nice to say, just don't say it. That's how I was raised. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I see something wrong is happening, I will voice my opinion. I'm not the one that is going to shut up my opinion. But like, to be honest, just doing a personal attack, and especially just going on someone's social media to do that, it's like really low. Like, I mean, this is their house, their channel, their whatever. It's kind of disrespectful in some way. Like, Snowdrop says, yes, it's kind of sad. We all love completely different things. Definitely not a personal attack on someone if you don't love that, what they do. Exactly. And do people still think you have a fake French accent? Oh my God. Does anyone think that?
Yeah, big time.
What?
Like, there's a lot of people that think I'm faking my French accent. And to tell you a little funny story, I've got a really good friend in the fragrance community. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want people to know, but we're very good friends, and she does YouTube as well. And the first time that we're meeting, and now we're very close together, but the first time we meet, I'm talking 5 minutes with her, and then she looks at me and she's like, it's actually your real accent. And I'm just like, what? And she's like, well, I thought you were pushing the French accent to get views. And I was like, how dare you? Like, what? Like, I don't even know how to do another accent. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna say, like, I can listen to you a lot and you know, just kind of dream on, because she has a beautiful French accent and is authentic as French as possible. And it's like that in person. There's no difference. I don't know why anyone would think that can someone even fake a French accent? I mean, not perfectly.
Yeah, you can. I guess I can do it worse. Like, I could talk like this, and then you won't understand anything that what I'm saying. Yes, but I'm trying my best, you know.
Oh man, people will say anything. That's all right. Ariane is asking. Have you discovered any uplifting vanilla perfume this year? Let's ask that.
Uplifting. Oh my God.
Happy.
Yeah, I mean, I've did like a whole video about vanilla fragrance, so I hope so. Actually, uplifting, she means fresh, isn't it? Like a fresh vanilla fragrance. I mean, I'm instantly thinking of but I think that was last year, the vanilla powder from Matière Première.
Oh, do you like vanilla powder?
Yeah, do you know what? At the beginning, I hated it because I was like, it's weaker compared to the other range. And now, since I've been through summer with the coconut notes, I actually really liked it. So, it really depends. What else did I try? That was really nice. And to be fair, like the vanilla that I loved this year were actually pretty strong, pretty tough vanilla.
Go ahead. What is your favorite vanilla this year?
Oh, Vanille des Afriques by Ormond de Jane.
Let me just try it because so let me little intro to yours. we're gonna just go here. Oh, I was so excited when I saw Clemence. Clemence put out this sample pack. I was dying. She was putting some kind of dates. So, I'm coming. Oh, I'm putting out something exciting happening, and I'm dying of curiosity. And I saw the sample pack, and I was like, look, number one, look how beautiful this thing is made. Look at that. Look, the logo comes within a sleeve on top. That's beautiful. Then I've showed it in the I've done an unboxing. Sorry, I've taken out the stuff out of it because it's kind of beautiful velvet inside. Oh, that's how it looks inside. Can you show it? Yours?
Yeah. This one is gone.
They go off. And then what I really, really like, let me just find the Vanille d'Afrique here because I put all with the cards. So she has had all of them with the cards here. I don't know if you can you see it? Oh, and it, talks about the notes and all of that. And there's a picture of the fragrance in the back. And then there's a little sample. These are 2 mLs, is it?
Yeah, it's 2 mLs, yeah. But the size of the sample are slightly different sometimes, but it's the same millimeters. It's just because it's directly the brand that send us their sample. We didn't sample them, so they're all directly coming from the brand, and that's why. And that's why it was a bit kind of a show this year to make everyone please.
Right.
Yeah.
So the bergamot, carrot, pink peppercorn, coriander is the top note. Iris butter, magnolia, jasmine, osmanthus, vanilla, amber, musk, vetiver, cedar. But I don't know why anyone would not like this note composition. And this is extract, is it?
Yes, it's an extract. I think so, yeah. So what I like with this fragrance, and usually I don't really describe by the note because sometimes they feel a little bit too complicated for what it is exactly. But to me, it really smells like a proper vanilla. And, this is something that I like my synthetic vanilla, so vanillin. I like them. They're sweeter, they're nice. But I wanted to put in this set one fragrance that showcased a true vanilla. And because it's important for me, for people to discover what is it actually, because we're so used to the synthetic vanilla that smells very sweet. It's fine. I do like a cupcake vanilla, no problem. But I like the original vanilla. So this vanilla is coming from Madagascar. It's extracted directly from the vanilla pod. And it's not the vanillin that they took, so the synthetic aroma on top. It's what's inside, so directly an extraction. And that's why it's an extract of vanilla extract. What's interesting is that you can smell something that is more animalic, darker, and a little bit woodier usually. And this is that I like in a vanilla. It's take a while, I think, for people to like it. It's a bit like oud. You're like, oh, I'm not too sure I like that at the beginning. And then after, the more you smell this natural vanilla, the more you see how complex it is. And this fragrance is the one that for me showcased the most what a natural vanilla should smell. And she intensified that with Oris butter, that is the iron root. So very buttery, very creamy, very powdery, no dry down, but still some texture. And for me, it's the most sophisticated vanilla I've ever smelled.
It is.
And, when I met the founder, Linda, she's a woman, mature woman, very down to earth, but very elegant. The way she talk, it's not snob, it's just the way she talk. You're just wow, that woman is quite something. And and when I smell the fragrance, I see her. Like I see like a mature, sophisticated fragrance that is leaving a beautiful sillage, but is not shouting at your
Mhm,
face. And
mhm.
I am dying for this. I love this vanilla.
It's I'm gonna say this is the first time I'm smelling it. I was planning to buy it, and I think, Clemence, you have put a big dent in my wallet. There's a lot in my Devoy cart waiting
Oops.
from the sample kit. Thank you very much.
I'm
Anyways,
so sorry.
okay, so as if I have not spent enough money. But this one, guys, if you like my taste in perfume, and there are some people who are watching and they know my taste in perfume, this is 100% Mitra approved. And it's not a 20-year-old, teenage vanilla at all, because that's
No.
usually a vanillin, is not the
Yeah.
vanilla. This is, and it in the top that has really beautiful pop, like of the pink pepper and the coriander comes in, but it's not very herbaceous coriander. It's a gorgeous coriander and pink pepper, a little bit of a bergamot. I do smell iris butter very well. Like it's really smooth. Ooh, beautiful bottle. And I think it's an 88 ml bottle, that one. A
Yeah.
little bit more expensive than the regular line because it is the extrait and the vanilla, obviously, and the bottom notes. I am definitely, after this stream, thanks to you, I'm going to try it. Thank you very much. And I assume this kind of has a good lasting and longevity, isn't it?
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Like I cannot complain. I would say for some people that are used to like overly beast synthetic massive thing, which doesn't mind me. I love this as well. I'm not saying, but it's just you might think this is a little bit more not shy, but closer to the skin. But the
Mhm.
sillage I think is beautiful. I always had compliment. Lasted to me the whole day with no problem
Mm.
at all. It's
Mm.
just sophisticated, you know, and
Beautiful.
yeah, it's honestly like I've been trying, like I've been addicted recently, especially since last year, about Ormondo Jane fragrances. I never used to
Wow.
really like them, and then I
Mhm.
discovered Woman that is like a violet
Mhm.
piney kind of fragrance for women, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is the fragrance dog. It's basically Chanel,
Mhm.
but more refined, a little bit more edgy sometimes, and
Mhm.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous and totally worth the price. Like the price is a
Yeah.
little bit higher, but totally worth the price. And then will be going into I feel like from just the first smell, I'm gonna have to do a full wear, but I think it's gonna be one of my favorite vanillas as well. I adore it. Um, I always admire right appropriate amount of spraying perfume. Too overpowering can destroy whole impression by random people passing by. Yes, yes, it does.
Yeah,
Like
I
and some
agree.
perfumes are, to me anyways, is not made to, like, I can't spray them way too much. Like yesterday I was wearing Cuir de Russie. Um
Ooh, nice.
yeah, I was wearing the X-Straight. The
Ooh,
X-Straight, right. The X-Straight I can do actually closer to my face and like, a little bit of a dab. But like EDT, I have the older formulation EDT and I have to put it a little bit like on my elbows and like just far away from my face because
yeah,
not more than 2, 3 sprays because it
I get it.
gets too much. Um, Someone said, what did you ask, Miles? I think you asked, Miles,
The
did you ask
name.
oh, sorry?
No, I
No,
think.
I responded to the name.
Ah,
Your thoughts about BDK Gris Chanel. To be honest, I love Gris Chanel. I think it's a beautiful fragrance.
same.
People like sometimes go, like the whole BDK fragrances. Some of the are more niche snobs might not like it, but there are a few from that line that I like, including Gris Chanel, Passesoir Extrait, and I am wondering about the new Rouge Smoking Extrait. I haven't smelled it. Have you smelled it?
The extract, not yet. I'm gonna
Yeah.
receive it actually. Like they've been kind enough to send it to me, so I'm
Yeah.
just waiting and see how it
Yep.
goes. But I already really like the Rouge Smoking. I think it's very pretty. I just feel that some I just don't wear it too much. I have to say because it's a little bit how to say. Sometimes it feels a bit common, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I prefer Gris Charnel actually. I love the slightly velvety touch, woody touch of it. I actually wear a lot more the hair mist of Gris
Mhm.
Charnel, which is very
Oh, hair
strange.
mist. I've never tried hair mist.
The hair mists are really good. They're staying forever like a real perfume. It's amazing.
Is there one in Javoy? Probably.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see what this says. Comment. How do you like Van Cleef and Arpels, Bois d'Iris, and Orchid Ebony from the collection Extraordinaire? I have these ones in my collection for about 4 years. You know, I like them. This is my opinion. They are very. I love Bois d'Iris before bed. Just wearing it before bedtime, like a nice bedtime fragrance. And Orchid Ebony, it is beautiful, but it's what am I gonna say? It's not a mind blowing. I've smelled it everywhere. Like I mean, probably when it came to market, it was one of the unique ones, but not anymore. I don't know. Do you know those fragrances, Clemence? Yeah.
Yeah, funny enough, like my first internship in fragrance when I started was for Inter-Parfum, and we had to work for Van Cleef and Arpels, and it was started to get like quite big on trend, and I always loved their exclusive collection. I always find them simple but beautiful to me. Like it's just chic, elegant. I would say I agree with you saying it's not the most mind-blowing smell, and sometimes I wish it had a little bit more density in the fragrance, especially seeing the concurrence now.
Yeah.
But I really like them. I can't, you know, like they're very beautiful. They're very chic.
Yeah.
For every day, it could be like a great signature. So, you know.
Yeah, and every fragrance had its own purpose, right? Not every day
Yeah.
you want something complicated, and not every day you want something too whatever. But from that collection, there is one. Is it called Rêve de Cashmere or something
Oh,
like in
red
the black one?
cashmere. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is
So
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Very close to Crepe Beluga in comparison. I think it has a little bit of a
Yeah.
letter, very close to Crepe Beluga, very beautiful. And it came on, I swear, it came for like 30 seconds in one of the discounters, and I got it, and that was it, and they were out. I'm like,
Oh, how
yeah,
frustrating.
right? And I was like, no, I just purchased it, and then I signed out, and then my friend was, I told my friend, and she's like, well, within a minute, she's like, well, they're sold out, and I'm like, maybe they had just one, but anyway. Hi, Bobby. I see Bobby in the comments, and Benji. Hi. Thoughts of Samsara. Samsara. It's a beautiful fragrance. I know a lot of people with sandalwood, kind of like the ones who like sandalwood love it, but for me, it's a little bit. I don't know. I like the parfum better than the EDT or EDP. I can't spray too much of it. It gives me a headache. I don't know why. And as a Guerlain fan, I'm sorry to say that.
You know, I love Samsara. I think I would always love it, but it's impossible for me to wear it because one of a person from my family that I really don't like, you know, this kind of aunt that absolutely hates you for being young. She's wearing one of the
For you?
I cannot smell it anymore. I'm just like, no, I'm done. You know?
Oh yeah, that's so awful. Like when I can't. I can't. When then somebody ruins the fragrance for you, because I'm very like I associate memories with person and whatnot, so I can't really like. I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
person. I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go
Nice.
on another one. I want to try Muscat by Ella K, because I have been really curious about Ella K fragrances. And unfortunately, when I was in Italy, I didn't really pay attention to the brand, and it wasn't
Really?
before. I know, I didn't.
They were launching the new fragrance, Mitra.
I know. And there's two fragrance from the line that's in my cart from Javoy. There's Muscat, and there's another one that says something.
Camellia K?
No, not Camellia K, but it's Zulu something. It's
Lettre de Pushkar. Non?
no, it's something. It has a P in the name. I think Sula Plunge, or I don't know what it says.
Oh, I can't remember, darling.
There's something like that. But anyways, I'm gonna spray. Can I see the bottle? Do you have the bottle? Ooh, Camellia K and Muscat.
Yeah.
So tell me, actually, I also want to know about the Camellia K, because I wasn't sure. I didn't read the reviews about it, but like, let me just spray Muscat first, and then we'll talk about.
Just to let you know, this was my biggest nightmare this year, choosing between. I knew I wanted to put one Ella K because this is the fragrance I'm wearing the most usually. They're very simple. They're on my everyday basis, but I don't know why. Every time I don't know what to wear, I pick an LIK fragrance. So I was like, I want LIK in my box. I love the perfumer as well. Sonia Constant, she's a fucking genius. Sorry, I shouldn't say this, but she
Right.
is. And so I really wanted the brand. And I was like, okay, Muscadet, I am wearing it all the time when I have headaches, because when I get anxious, I need something that smells a bit like a laundry day and
Mm-hmm.
baby powder. So I wanted this. And then this, I am wearing it so often, Camellia K, like it's like a fruity, tropical, a floral, nothing groundbreaking, but I don't know why I am so addicted. It's one of my favorite florals, and it's just so happy and sensual at the same time. Anyway, and the performance, gorgeous. But anyway,
Really?
that I was like, okay, in the box, I needed a fragrance that smells clean. There was no fragrances that smell clean, so I was like, okay, Muscadet is gonna do the trick. And also, it's one of the clean fragrance that I have that smell powdery baby like, that is staying for the longest and have the fullest projection. I don't have to spray more than once or twice, and it doesn't stay. And I just love that. I keep wearing that all the time.
You know, I think this would be a beautiful perfume for office, would be a beautiful perfume for if you're working in healthcare, you want to wear something,
Yeah.
but not too prominent. And this would be a beautiful one. It just gives that sense of cleanness. It is absolutely what you're saying it is. And obviously, it's not something like this is not going to be like uber complex with like 500
No.
transitions in between. It's not going to be that. It's meant to make you feel, you know, relaxed and comfortable and cozy. And even the bottle itself with the white and a little bit of a gold, it just transmits that image, right? It's
Yeah.
absolutely, I can see it. You go through this like it would be a dumb reach, you know, that's what they call
It
it,
is.
dumb reach. If you
It
can't
is.
decide, you just go in there.
But you know, that's something that I learned about perfumery, is that when I started my niche journey, I wanted the most original, creative, the more complex, and I love that path. And now I've got so many fragrances. The one that I'm reaching out for is the one that are simple but
Hmm.
made in a really amazing way. And it seems very
Hmm.
simple to say it like this, but it's really simple to do technically. Like you put like a nice balance between some synthetic, because to make a fragrance you need some synthetic,
Yeah.
and a natural heart that is gonna make the fragrance not linear, but it could be in all simplicity. But it's actually hard to make a fragrance that is simple and that have the perfect balance, and that is not too much, it's not too weak. It's really difficult, and I'm really attracted to this. This is what I wear for most of the time. Brand like Elake,
Mhm.
perfumers like Sonia Constant, Aurélien Guichard from Matière Première understood that simplicity was
Mhm.
sometimes the key to make a great fragrance. And for example, Guerlain, Chanel,
Mhm.
Hermès, those kind of perfumers like Jean-Claude Elena, they
Mhm.
knew that the fragrance is
Mhm.
going to be timeless because it's going to be simple, but it's going
Yeah.
to appeal, you know.
Yeah.
And this is what I like in fragrances. Sometimes I just don't need to show off, you know. I just want something that is nicely done, beautifully done,
Totally.
and that's
And,
it.
and in that line, also Sylvain Delacourt line, I really like Sylvain Delacourt vanilla line
Oh
and
yeah,
all those and those are the same kind of. They're not way too complex, but they're absolutely gorgeous in their own way.
yeah.
And I think Sylvain Delacourt, she work with Guerlain at
I
some
think
point?
she, I think she
Yeah.
did. She's really
But
knowledgeable, this lady.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Someone is asking, have you either of you ladies tried Winnie Havan Absolute from the Lausanne Demo Job? I do
Yeah.
have Winnie Havan regular one, but not the
Ah, the
Absolute.
Absolute. I
Yeah.
didn't try it yet. Everyone does Absolute at the moment. Isn't it crazy? But Vanilla Van, my opinion here, but let's see when I'm gonna smell that Absolute. But I do think that Vanilla Van didn't need an Absolute. It's
No,
already so tough, you know?
no. Like I thought the same thing, and I was like, well, did we really need and then Absolute? Because
Yeah.
to be honest, when I wear it, it's never more than 2 sprays. Like, and
Right.
that even is quite a lot. So, but I'm hearing lots of good things about the Absolute. So
Yeah.
I'm and they're pricey, but I may pick up a little 10 ml of it as well. So apparently that's and
Yeah, but
they're
Les Indes Bodam is one of the brands that I trust. If they
Mm.
put the price, is that they've used something in there that is
Yeah.
quite on the spot. They really. I've talked to the founders, and they really. You can tell they're really down to earth, and they're not going to put
Yeah.
like a crazy price just because they want to rip your money off, you know. So I
Yeah.
kind of trust them on those things. Yeah.
And even what I can see having an absolute would be nice is the what is the musk one? Oh, no, I forgot from them, like from Lausanne Modab.
Oh, the
There's a musk
musky
one.
one. Oh, I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name, but that I could see having an absolute, even though like
Yeah.
I mean I don't want really overpowering musk. Anyway, we're getting carried away. Um, Let me just try another one that I know this is one of your absolute favorites, and I've never
Yeah.
tried it, and this is from Jeroboam Gozo.
Ah,
I
let me
was
grab
like,
my bottle.
right. I was like, she couldn't possibly, exclude this because this is something that she
I
loves.
know.
Almost
And do you know what was funny is that so I sent a first list at the beginning of the year of the fragrances that I wanted to. There was like primary fragrance that need to be in the box, no discussion. There was like another list that in case we can't make it,
Mm,
because there was a lot of discussion.
mm,
Some brand they didn't want to be in the box. Some brand didn't have the supply to put in the box. So there was a lot of things out of stock fragrance. You can't add
mm,
this one. And that one that I've put on number one of my list was like, if I don't put this, people are gonna come at me, you know, like
yeah,
they're gonna be stupid, you know. So I've put this, and they tell me, oh yeah, well it's gonna be complicated because first someone else before you chose that fragrance before, so we would like to change,
mhm,
and then what did she say? She said, oh yeah, it's sold out. I'm like, oh no no no, I don't
mhm.
care. Like we changed the date, we do something else, but no no no,
It has to
we
be
do
in the
something
box.
else. Yeah.
I know. If Clemence's name is somewhere, it goes out to be there. So I'm really
Yes,
excited to try this. Ooh, it's quite a drive. So,
that's the thing.
right. It has like a I am here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So top notes are saffron, tuberose, bergamot, mint notes are geranium, violet, leaf cedarwood, musk, patchouli, and ambroxan. Let's see. Ooh.
This is like the fragrance that the first time I smell it, I discovered the Jeroboam line on its whole thing with a discovery set. I smelled that and it was just so much standing out. I had the impression to smell like a Thierry Mugler fragrance because it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
And it has this smell, you know, patchouli like
Yeah.
smell that
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this makes me think of that brand. And I've
Yeah.
always been a fan because if it smells literally like, I'm sorry to say, but there's a part of it that is sophisticated and the other part that is extremely trashy. And I have to say, I love this duality in the fragrance. It smells a bit like Barbie doll skin, ambery floral, and then it has this plastic tone that is there, but in a nice way. And I
Yeah.
just like the first time I smelled it, I was like, I think I've found my next signature scent, you know. And
Yeah.
every time I wear it, people buy it after me. I cannot tell you how many times this happened. And I'm actually shocked myself. This fragrance is doing the job for itself. You don't need to spray.
Mm,
It's just a bit weird. And I know that some people are
yeah.
going to be like, yeah, I hate it. But if you smell it and you're not going to just like it to me, like you're going to be obsessed or hate it.
Yeah. Funny enough, hi Anuj. I see Anuj in the comments, and he's talking about Diptyque Eau Duel. I'll get that in a minute. But I was saying, this one, what I can relate is with the kind of a personality of a woman who is kind of sweet and kind and womanly in all ways, but also has that edge, that just
Yes.
there, and the
Yes.
presence and the strength, and has its own peculiarity or of things, so that this is kind of like it comes across. And absolutely, as you said, the patchouli in it reminds me of a Mugler patchouli, like in some ways, and it's
It
kind of
does,
has a
doesn't
little
it?
bit of an angel in the base. Like I feel like that patchouli comes out there, so it's absolutely gorgeous. I
Yeah.
can see this like it's obviously it's a to me anyways. I mean, you can wear anything anytime you want, but this is a dressed up and I'm
Yeah.
going to a party kind of
Do you
thing.
know? Actually, I've got a little story about that fragrance. Is that, well, first of all, my boyfriend and me, we're fighting because he always wants to take it at work. He loves the fragrance, which I'm like, first of all, so I said to him, I said, listen, you can have any fragrance that you like. Every day he picks a fragrance, he take it at work, and I said to him, okay, take it. I don't care. Take all of them. But this one stays here and
Please.
it's mine. I don't want you to smell like it. I don't want you
Mm.
to touch it. You have thousands of fragrances to touch. Do not touch this one. And you know, we had kind of argument like this because sometimes he spray and I'm like, no, 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 no. You know,
Not yours.
and I went to an event yesterday and I see this girl that bought the fragrance after me. And she's like, Clemence, we have an issue because my boyfriend that is not living in my place is taking Gozo and doesn't want to give it back. And I'm just like, what?
That is a common problem, I guess. I mean, I can see it. Like, I think I can see how, even though there's a lot of florals in it, but I can see how a confident guy can pull this off with
Yeah.
the violet leaf and patchouli and all those notes. It can
Mm.
pull it off. It totally, to me, is unisex in some ways.
Same.
Um, and to be honest, the sillage, oh God, I just sprayed it twice and it's quite strong. It's beautiful. And these are extrait, right? Like Jeroboams are all
Yeah,
extracted. Yeah.
it's
Okay.
extract. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's a shame though because I'm emptying bottle of Gozo too quick for the price. So yeah, it's just so easy to put on again. Like it's always in my bag, just like a number 5 is in my bag. It's the same. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. And if you want just that little bit of a oomph to your presence, like
Yeah.
it's just gonna give it that to you. I have Insulu and Ambra from them, and those
My
are the
favorite.
gorgeous fragrances too. But this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try something else that I have not tried, and I know you're obsessed with, and that is the Atelier Materi Narcisse Taji. I know that this is
Yes.
yes. She loves the fragrance, obviously. Oh, what's
And
happening, right? Oh,
you know, I love it even more because, like, at the beginning, I was obsessed with the fragrance, and then I met the girl from this brand, Atelier Materi, and she started to talk, and she was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Well, from Brittany." Obviously, we were talking French, so we are French. And she was like, "Yeah, me too. Did you not see that the whole brand is inspired by Brittany?" I was like, "What? Oh,
what?
I love it even more."
Oh, nice, nice. And to be fair, like the reason I have not tried this, I have a little bit of difficulty with tuberose and narcissus. Those are like really difficult notes for me to pull off. But I can, I'm sure I'm gonna appraise it accordingly. But let's see what is this like. So
I'm so scared because this fragrance is it's difficult. It's not an easy one, so I'm really scared.
Don't be scared. That's all right. Pear, ginger, tuberose, and middle notes are narcissus, hay, and leather, patchouli, musk. I think this is gonna have a punch. This is gonna have a punch. Let's see. If you see Mitra knocked out, it's this fragrance. Ooh.
That's the bottom, actually, you guys.
Funny enough, did I kill my nose with the Gozo?
But it's possible because it's quite strong. Yeah.
It's quite strong. I don't know. Hold on, let me. I think I may have done some damage to my nose with Gozo.
You're
but
joking!
Like,
it's so strong.
Honestly,
You should be able to smell it.
let me just spray it on my skin. What happened here? Okay, I do smell something, but it's quite airy, whatever that is. Like I did not expect that from the notes looking. Oh! Now it's coming. It's interesting. What the tuberose or narcissus are not vintagey smelling because they can often smell very vintagey, like and they're not. And to be fair, I have not tried anything that they're composed in this way.
Really? It's you know, like the tuberose is for me quite discreet. It brings some creaminess, quite discreet. It's really the narcissus, which is my favorite flower. That is a difficult flower because it smells green. And usually that's why it smells very vintage. And that one is the only narcissus I've ever smelled that managed to bring out the honeyed facet of narcissus. I don't know if you can smell this slightly
Mm.
honey hay. It,
Yes, yes, honeyed hay. Yes, yes. That is what I smell. But it's not in a, like, obviously it's not a sickly sweet honey by any means, like that. And the bottles are beautiful, of course.
they're really nice. Really, really nice. Ooh.
It's gorgeous. And then who is it? Eau Duel, is that Angelique Noir STV type of DNA. Eau Duel from Diptyque. I do have an EDP of Eau Duel. It's a beautiful vanilla, and
Yeah.
for me it's a little bit simplistic vanilla. I mean, in that way. I mean, and it's gorgeous, so don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Mm.
Angelique Noir STV, like Angelique Noir, mostly is a little bit more complex than STV, and a little bit different type of vanilla. I feel maybe the percentage in vanilla to vanillin in Angelique Noir and STV is higher than it would be to Eau Duel. Like, if I may be wrong, but like I'm just that's what I think. And Dior Addict is the best vanilla, but someone has to say it. Yes, Dior Addict, the old version of like 2002.
The old one, yeah.
The old one. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have 2 bottles of the 2002.
Really?
Yeah, they're just my favorites. I am intrigued by this one, and I'm gonna say because I have a cold. Once I get over this, I will try it in a
Please.
full wear and see where things are at. But to be fair, narcissism can put me off, like, or make me nauseous right away, and it has not done that to me, so which is good. Great. Yeah. Survived. Now, because there's a talk of vanilla, let's talk about Jovoy Remember Me.
Oh yeah. Well, that's that fragrance. It's just so amazing. Let me just grab the bottle. That is my chai latte. I cannot not live without my tea fragrance, and I love chai latte for winter. It's just the cinnamon vibe of a tea. It's just so beautiful, and that fragrance got the the solar flow of frangipani flower. It's just how, like, when I smell that fragrance, I'm like, how Cécile Zaroquin de Parfum did think of blending frangipani flower with a bit of chai latte. It's just so beautiful. It's really
beautiful. And top notes are bergamot, lemon, cardamom, frangipani tree. Frangipani tree. So not the flower?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I saw she said Cécile was saying the flower. I'm actually surprised. But yeah.
Ginger tea and vanilla woods, milk, and cedarwood. So, when you're looking at these notes, there's the lemon, cardamom, there's tea, ginger, and milk and vanilla. It's almost like how can I say, a medicine to make you feel better. Not medicinal, but it's just something that has that aromatherapy aspects into it. And it's absolutely gorgeous, this one. Funny enough, in my bottle, because I have a bottle of this, I do get a lot more cardamom than I am getting from the sample. But that just might be because I'm spraying on the blotter and on my skin.
Yeah, and let's remember that your nose is dead after gozo.
Yeah, my nose is just like, I think we're done. That killed my nose, but correct. Intoxicated by Killian smells like chai latte in a Starbucks. I think that's more like my coffee with I guess coffee with cinnamon, like cinnamon sprinkled on top. For me, another one that smells like chai latte to me, and it doesn't have really chai latte in it, is the Lush one. What is it called? Turmeric latte.
Oh, turmeric latte.
Yeah. It does smell somehow latte-ish, not really chai latte, but some sort of latte. Not turmeric, because I don't really like the smell of turmeric, but it smells beautiful that way.
I agree, actually. I've got the body mist of that, which is absolutely nuclear, by the way.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
But yeah, I agree.
Santa Maria Novella. So, do you have any experience with this house, Santa Maria Novella? It seems like people are really talking about it all the time.
I've got an appointment with them next week. So
Ooh, there we go. I'm waiting for the reviews.
But I'm excited because usually I'm really attracted to fragrance house that have a huge background, and Santa Maria Novella is vintage, and there's a lot of background to that brand. So I'm really excited. I've smelled the fragrance once or twice, but nothing to do a review of. And I know that some I like because they were a little bit vintagey, and I like a retro style. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Italy because there are Santa Maria Novella stores everywhere in Milan, right?
Yeah.
Like there were a bunch of them, and I don't know why. I didn't know about the brand. I was like, I got in. You know what happened? I went to the store and I had a question, and the salesperson like spent like I mean, and he was doing a good job, like probably half an hour with this couple, and I got kind of frustrated and left. In some way, that's probably I didn't smell a lot of it, but I need to be getting like I need to be trying some of them because I'm sure they have one that's iris. Like I at least I need to be trying that with my iris addiction. You know, next one I want to try is um this one, Mallow from Soradora.
Oh yeah. Did you
Tell
not
me
try
about that.
that one?
No, I don't know if I tried Mallow or I've tried Janny. Which one is that? It smells like a bakery, like
Jani.
flour. Janny. Okay, so that the one did not like. So
No.
I'm curious about this one.
I Malo is probably the one in the box that I was a little bit anxious to put because I know it's extremely out of the box. It's
Mhm.
violet flower, but pushed to the extreme with raspberry, and it's like even me. I adore that fragrance. I wear it quite often, but I cannot spray it more than twice on my skin. Otherwise, it can
Oh,
get really heady. So just be careful.
okay.
It's it's quite something, but I love it.
Yeah, and it seems like these are extra too, no? Like the Soradora ones. I think
I'm
they are.
not sure actually. That's a good question. Let me just check with my bottle. Where is it? Ah,
Okay. I think they are extra.
yeah, it's parfum. Parfum. Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, it should be
Yeah.
extra. Now I can't
Ah,
see. Okay, let's spray this one.
so that's this one, guys. Malo Soradora.
Hmm. I do see that like the violet and almond and that's powdery
It's too
thing
long.
coming out. And I do smell a little bit of amber, but as I said, I'm sorry, I apologize, guys. I think Gozo has just like destroyed my nose. There was a little bit of sense of smell I had, and that took it away. It's okay. It's okay. It will make a mark in me. I will definitely look in
Well,
that.
yeah, that's the problem with that fragrance. After that, you cannot smell
Yeah.
or wear anything else.
But this one is I was curious to try for sure. I was so excited to see it in your sample pack, and these are all of them actually. I had Orchidée Rouge. I had what's the other one called? There's another famous one from the line.
Brocéliande?
That, huh?
Brocéliande?
No, it smells like cherry, but it doesn't have
Oh,
cherry in it. There's one. Anyway, I had those two, and I really enjoyed them.
you know,
Um,
it, in the it's that brand. I wanted to have it because they do something that are a little bit out, very, very weird, like a bit atypical, and I wanted like a retro feel but modern. And that fragrance for me was everything like that. It's modern, but it's at the same time with the violet. It smells like a retro bonbon, And I
mhm.
want that feel in the scent. And also, there's something that when I chose those fragrances, it was important for me that the brand was connected. Well, I connect with the brand philosophy, how they talk about fragrance, the inspiration, and stuff like this. And Soradora is close to my hometown as well.
Oh,
So
is it?
yeah, so for me it was important as well to put them and to because
Mm,
I love that fragrances. I was like, okay, this box needs to be for everyone. I want everyone
mhm,
to have one fragrance that they love. That's why I chose so many different scent profile.
mm.
But I also want the fragrance to showcase brand that I trust and are close to me. And so Atelier Materia and Soradora, that was really the choice of okay, this is my hometown. So
I, I'm going to take a little bit of before trying anything else. I just wanted because I kind of drafted some questions that I was going to ask you. Like now talking about the brands,
yeah.
um, what was the most interesting fragrance brand that you have discovered this year, would you say?
Well, uh, honestly, there was
Or
so
what
many to
were? Yeah.
discover, so many. But I would say one of the recent one that I smelled and I felt addicted because the concept is different. And I always like to see something new and something a bit different. And I have to say, it's probably going to be Versatile France, which is
Mm.
that name here, Versatile
Oh,
Paris.
okay.
And they don't really do fragrances, but it's fragrances in an oil. So it's a
Mm,
composition of a fragrance with head, heart, and
mm,
trail,
mm,
exactly composed the same, but in an oil. And it's tiny like this. It's so cute
mm.
with a
Oh,
roll on like that. So it's not
oh,
going to be your beast projection, but me, I
mm,
always have one in my bag. And
mm.
the scent are just so fun. So this one is called Croissant Café. So
Oh,
smell like a croissant, which
of
I
course.
miss dearly because I'm not living in France anymore. So I miss my croissant, and that smell exactly like a croissant, not too sweet and not
Mm,
too pastry-like, with a hint of black coffee because this is the only coffee that is acceptable to me.
yeah.
And so a hint of black coffee, and it's just delicious. And I love to
Mm,
roll that. They have one that is called Gueule de Bois, which means hangover, that smell like
mm.
beer. There's like many scents that are so strange, and this is one of my
Oh,
best discovery. I discovered them in Essence, and this like a month ago I decided to buy a few of them because like I'm just so
wow.
addicted to that thing. It's different. I love the smell. I love the creativity. It reminds me home as well. So yeah, I love that.
So is it called Versatile? What is
Yeah,
that?
versatile. Yeah. Well, you
Versatile.
can
Versatile. Oh,
English way versatile, French way
oh,
versatile.
oh, okay, okay, awesome.
You
Let's see. What was your most favorite niche fragrance that you discovered in 2024?
niche. Alors, I knew you're gonna guess this, and I was like, I have an issue. I cannot choose, so I'm gonna show you two very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No worries.
Okay. First one is a Nathalie Materi, actually. It's one of the new extracts, so the bottle changed a bit like this, and it's
Mm,
called Neroli Hasbaya.
mm,
I love Neroli fragrance, close to orange blossom, so a bit baby powder like. But
mm,
that Neroli, it's fresh, but it has an oily texture, a lot of density with a little bit of pistachio. So it feels
mm,
slightly gourmand, but not
mhm,
too much. It's
mhm,
one of the best neroli fragrance I've ever smelled in my life. I'm not joking. As soon as
mm,
I smelled that, I was like, oh my God, this is divine. And we keep wearing it and wearing it. I'm so happy to have a new one that I love in the brand, actually, because I'm
mm,
addicted to the brand. So that was one.
mhm.
And the fragrance that I'm wearing the most at the moment, actually, and I'm so happy to have discovered, is Oud Cadenza by
Oh,
Maison
yes, yes,
Privée.
yes. Mhm,
That is stunning. It smells a bit like cinnamon. The wood is pleasant. The wood is like
mhm,
warm, intense,
mm.
very sexy fragrance. I wore it yesterday night. I wore it the
Mhm.
day before. And I
Wow,
wear it every day. And it's
nice.
just like super sexy, but at the same time, very rich, huge density. I find the prices of Crivelli a little bit expensive. And sometimes I
Mm,
think they could put it down a bit, but the fragrance is so divine, and it has that
mm.
creamy thickness that is I love that wood. Love that wood. That's
Yeah.
it.
So in that, like sometimes, like obviously, I'm not doing to the scale of what you're doing, but like a while ago, I was trying to like do Chanel concentration comparison. So like one day I would wear EDT, another day I would wear EDP, and another day I would wear the Parfum, and then I put together a video and kind of post it. But in some ways, I find it's quite onerous when you kind of invest in a project like that just to try fragrances all the time, not necessarily what you want to wear at the moment, but you're just trying to, just trying to wear it to be able to even comment on longevity and projection and all those things on your skin, right? Do you find that it's kind of sometimes frustrating because you must be like testing fragrances all the time and kind of landing your ability to wear what you want to wear on that day?
Yeah, I always been like well, sometimes it's overwhelming. Okay.
Hmm.
Definitely. Sometimes I'm just like, oh fuck this, you know, I'm so stressed. I want to try something that I don't really like today, you know.
Mhm.
But sometimes you have to, and for me, it's like it's not very difficult because I loved fragrances in a way that I never mind spraying something else after. So yeah, for example, I start to try a fragrance. I started for the full day. Then I just like take another bottle and spray something else. Like I'm always kind of swapping fragrance throughout the day.
Mhm.
And that's why, for example, sometimes in fragrances that I really try, I talk about longevity and performance, but I see it more as a bonus for me. So
Mhm.
if the fragrance is, you know, not remarkable for me, I'm not gonna even like comment
Right.
on the performance and things because
Yeah.
so you know I try to pick and choose, and then if I really like a fragrance, I would let you know the
Mhm.
longevity and stuff like that. Or if it's like really a critic that I'm doing of the fragrance, of course I'm gonna wear it
Mhm.
during 1-2 days. It's gonna
Mhm.
annoy me a bit, but I'm gonna do it. But it's just for me, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm used to it. I think I'm really used to it, and I think
Mhm.
now my boyfriend is used to it as well. Like he's constantly trying fragrances, and actually, that's a great point. I am using it for testing out the
That's
performance and
right.
longevity at work.
You have a human object you can test on. Here it is. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I do. Like sometimes I'm just like, he's trying a fragrance that, for example, we have different tastes, but not too different. We're pretty similar in taste, but sometimes there's a fragrance that is a bit too masculine. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to try this during 2 days, you know? So I was like, can you just wear it at work and let me know if you had to respray, you know, how, you know, tell me if you have compliments. And he comes back and he does like a full report on it. It's amazing.
Oh, that's so sweet. Like he's just like your assistant in some ways. That's awesome. One question I wanted to ask, what has been you talked about a lot of things that you did in 2024 and you were high probably and you were excited about. What is it one thing that you did in 2024 and that you're really proud of it?
I think the thing I would remember all my life from this year is would be my trip to Grasse. I
Mm,
went to handpick jasmine at an hour of the morning that is so early nobody should wake up to. In the middle of nowhere, it looked like Game of Thrones in the middle of valleys and hill, and I picked up that jasmine grandiflorum that is the most amazing smell I've ever dreamed
mm,
of, with Fabrice Pellegrin, one of the perfumers that I admire, and talking to me about his childhood while we were picking the flowers. This is the most precious memories I would say
mm,
in my whole life. I've been dreaming of this since forever. And you know, like I was fragrance expert at Chanel. When you're at Chanel, the only thing you talk about is the jasmine of Grasse.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's the only thing you talk about in Chanel. Number 5, the jasmine of Grasse. You know, you only
Mm,
talk about this. You have to say it to everyone. So me, my obsession in life was like, I want to go to Grasse to pick up that stupid jasmine, and then I'm going there, and then I'm going there, and I'm smelling it, and I was like, okay, what's going on? So I'm smelling it, and I'm just like, you know, when you have a revelation, this
yeah, yeah.
smell is incredible.
And
And
I'm gonna say,
yeah,
Clemence, I looked at that picture, and this is another pervert moment of mine. I'm sorry, audience, and I'm sorry, Clemence. She doesn't even know it. Um, there, I looked at that picture, and it was just like you were really taking in that whole Jasmine
oh
in.
yeah,
It was just like it gave me that emotion, like in that. And you know what? It transpired me to do, like a very weirdo and a pervert person. There is there's an app that it's traditionally has been used for this is kind of a weird comment, but like it's a it's called a tree of life. And when it's a breastfeeding pictures like of the babies, so like when the moms are breastfeeding, it's just kind of like it's like the life is getting into them in some ways. You can kind of put the filter on them, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I'll show it to you. It's not nothing nude or like revealing or anything. Perverts don't get an idea. Nothing of that. It's just that shows that this is giving life to the baby in some beautiful way. And I tried to put that picture in the filter. It didn't just work out. I like, and I'll show you like
What?
what the filter is like. And yeah, please, no one get it. This
Oh
is
my
not by
god,
any
Mitra,
means
what have you
anything
done?
weird, but it's so gorgeous. I tried to put your picture in there, but it didn't work out. But if you ever can do something like that, it will look awesome. And it's just like, it's just a feeling that you could see. It's like, it would be like a roots of the tree in the face
Yeah,
that it
I
comes
see
through.
what
And
you
it,
mean. I
right.
see what you mean. But to be fair, that was easily one of the most magical moments of my life. There was the only thing that was ruining it a bit is that we didn't have much time, and me, I wanted to spend my day in there because, like, again, as someone with
Mm-hmm.
really severe anxiety, be in the middle of nowhere, picking up
Mm-hmm.
smelling good
Mm-hmm.
flowers and something that you wanted your whole life that is as simple as this,
Mm-hmm.
it made me cry. And then when they told me after like an hour, like, we need to go, I was like, no, no,
No.
no. So and I went, and I was speaking it, and everyone was kind of picking a bit of flowers, and then that's it. Me, I was I was putting everything in the thing I wanted to have.
Yeah.
And then I went to Fabrice the perfumer and I said, okay, I'm gonna ask you something very weird, but what is the most difficult flower to harvest in grass? And he said, well,
Mm.
it's the tuberose. Tuberose is absolutely
Oh.
demonic for your back. And I was
Mm.
like, okay, can you hire me next year? I would like to be like a no one, like you treat me like
Mm.
no one, just someone that is hired to pick the
Mm.
tuberose. I want to do that during 2-3 weeks,
Mm.
whatever. And he was like, what? And I was like,
Not gonna work.
please. So now he's
Mm.
got my number. Like, it's
Oh,
supposed to happen, and I'm just so excited because this is the most relaxing thing I've
yes.
ever done. It was so nice.
When I took the course in grass, that was 2023, and they took us to the field, and I think I was just outside the grass, and it was all those flowers and things that we talk about, and you smell it. It was absolutely meditative, that kind of
Yeah,
experience in there. It was, the
it
fields are
is.
absolutely gorgeous for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So that was the
okay,
best.
awesome. Let me see if there was anything else. Okay, so. Oh, I don't know if this question, I mean, this is a hard question. Sorry if this is a hard question.
No,
What is
no,
the
no.
most important lesson that you have learned as a fragrance reviewer in Fragcom?
The most important lesson as a fragrance reviewer in Fragcom, so related to Fragcom.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have to say it, I'm going to be transparent. I've been extremely disappointed. And I have to say it because I started talking about fragrances and I met fantastic people. Actually, one
Mm.
was in the chat. John sent me Snowdrop,
Oh,
was one of the heads that was super positive and always super nice. And I started to go in the community and be like, wow, I found friends that had the same passion as
mm,
me, and this is great. And I love it. And I started to go out with many and try to be as social as I could. And the more I grew, the more my account grew,
mm,
the more people were just not nice at all. And I was
mm, mm,
like, people, and thank gosh I had Edwin now that is able to tell me when those things happen because I'm incapable to see. There's a part
mm,
of me that always like to see the positive in people. So I'm not capable to see when someone is trying to take advantage of me. And it happens so many times where somebody
mm.
wants to do a video with me, they be nice to me, and then the next day they dump me like I'm a piece of nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's so.
Or like people that just want to do video with you because they want to grab something out of you, and then they treat you as a friend, and then the next day you just no one to them. It
Mm,
happened to me so many times, and now like I'm very private. I'm trying to be a
mm,
bit more private actually. I've got a few friends in your community, which I
mm.
would include you. I
Aw,
would include also like my two best friends in the community are Sam from My
mm,
World of Fragrance and Abby from Abby with Love, the channel
mm,
as well. These two girls, they really exactly what I was not um, hoping to find anymore, because people have been so harsh. People are very negative to each other.
Mm,
I've seen so many people, even on video, putting down other reviewer without knowing
yeah,
them. Like
yeah.
I agree that you cannot like someone that what he's doing
Mm,
on social, but to the extent to put down other people, it makes me really sad.
mm,
Really, really sad. So I always try since a few years to take a step out. I do not look at other people post anymore, which is really sad. I would really like to be
mm,
more invested. I just
yeah.
can't do it because people are stressing me out. People are putting each other down.
Mm,
People are just, there's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of
yeah,
bitterness.
yeah.
I cannot deal with this. So you know, like now it's like I'm in my cave. I don't let people in, and it's only where when I get a feeling that okay, this person I feel that is genuine. I always ask
Mm,
my friend to back me up in that because he's got good eyes, and me sometimes I'm just in my unicorn dream. And with you it was like that. I was like, yeah, I feel that I can trust her. And
thank
with the
you.
girls it was the same. Some guys from the community, like I would say Chris from the channel
Yeah,
Fragmento, I love him. He
I know.
never did anything wrong to me, and we know each other since the beginning. It's actually because of him I started my channel. Dan from Mr. Smelly, never had an issue with him.
Mm,
But I can count them on my hands, and a lot of known people have been absolutely awful, and it keeps happening, you know.
I know.
Um,
I know.
and it's like for example, now I'm going to a lot of events. Even at events, you see people that are very hypocrite. You can feel it, or
Mm,
absolutely rude right in front of you. Actually, my last event yesterday, I opened one door. I wanted to go to a bathroom, and there was content creator filming each other, and I got a content creator looking at me right in the eyes and be like, "Get the fuck out!" And then I was just like, "What?"
whoa.
And then
Whoa.
she was like, oh, sorry, you don't get my humor. I was like, okay, this is what you go through after in social media. Unfortunately, there's a lot of good side, and you need to cherish them and be lucky to have them, but there's a lot of negative in there, and it's really difficult for me sometimes to be like,
Yeah.
what the hell is happening.
Yeah, and the same thing, and I feel like sometimes it's the the good people, like the people in Fredcom, they're not, and there are lots of good people. I
Yeah,
have to keep reminding myself, and
yeah,
those people aren't the ones who often comment or say things or whatever, and they're not grabbing attention, right? Like they're not out
no,
there for seeking attention. But there are people who are absolutely, as you mentioned, is having been through it, it's horrific. Like I never even thought about what cyberbullying would be like, or like what why somebody would have been upset about something until I went through it, and it was just horrible. So, and you're right, as you get more important and in light, is there's going to be more and more of that. Like, good thing that you kind of like eliminating your exposure, because I think sometimes that's the only thing that works. Kind
yeah,
of keep the
that's
circle small, eliminate your exposure, and just do what you feel like that's right to,
Yeah, that would be one thing I learned, and I would say first to someone, be like, just be careful, put your reserve. There's a lot of positive to find, but just be careful. Don't go
yeah.
full on straight away,
Mm.
because you're gonna maybe get really disappointed. you
Right,
know?
you're gonna get hurt. Yeah, no, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure, and I can see that absolutely.
yeah,
Um, okay, maybe we're almost getting close to kind of wrapping up. But I want to ask you one thing. I mean, we have left a lot of fragrances to review. Maybe another time we'll review
yeah.
those in your. By the way, guys, the sample pack is 50 euros from Joy, right? Is that the price? Like, I'm right. Okay, 50 euros from Joy, and you get a 10% off, which I'm very excited to use, because now I'm buying something because of you. There's a couple of, like, Muscat would be my last, so I'm gonna get some money off of that. There's 10% off on those fragrances that is in the sample pack. So very reasonable price, very generous discount, and also they ship over 500 euro. They ship free to Canada and US, and they ship with DHL. I am so sorry that I even reached out to you on the issue with shipping, because I was just waiting. So I told there was a little hiccup in the shipping with the DHL, that they were saying, oh, this is Canada has recently been really picky on the fragrances or whatnot, and then they were saying that this contains hazardous material, and I just told Clemence because I was just saying stuff, and she's like, "I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Why are you sorry about it? It's not your problem." Anyways, but it came. There was no problem. I contacted Jovoy, and they fixed it immediately, and it came, and there was no problem with that. Anyways, if you guys want to try, definitely these are. You get 14 of 2 ml for €50. That's not much at all.
Just to let you know, the jovoy.com, the website of jovoy.com, which is the international one, has been sold out, I think, 3 times now in a very short amount of time, which is great. So I think it's completely out now, but maybe, I'm not too sure they're going to put more, because I think we completely used the stock in jovoy.com. There's only a tiny number left, but it's only jovoy.uk. Some people have managed to get some delivery outside of it, but some people don't. So it's like a bit frustrating at the moment. I get it. But, we're hoping to do it more, because it really worked out really well, and really happy to have done this. To be fair, like, it's just, for me, it was so important to do something like this, because it's so special to be able to put your favorite fragrance and make everyone try it. Like,
I know.
Brittany, no one has access to niche fragrances, and having discovery kits sometimes is life-saving for people that love fragrances. So for me, it was just like, oh, that's great. Like, at least, people can try it at home,
Yep, absolutely. One last question I'm going to ask you. What are you looking forward to in 2025?
Well, like I said, I'm just gonna carry on what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna try to do more things in London, fragrance related, travel more. There's Essence coming, which I will be there. You will be there too, I guess.
We'll see. I have registered. We'll see.
There's this absolute chaos of Essence in Milan that is going to be quite something again this year. But I'm hoping to get it better. Every year I'm getting a bit less stressed out. So, this year is maybe the year I'm going to be fully relaxed. But there's this, and well, I can't say much yet, but there's going to be a lot of work for me until September next year, and hopefully, my boyfriend and me we want to travel, and it's going to be, we hope to do a shift in our life to focus more on still fragrances. Of course, I will not change my career. It's what I do, so I'm not going to change it, but just maybe take it a little bit slower in the consumption of fragrances, maybe, and maybe not. And I'm always chasing the new fragrance everywhere, and I think I just want to put a stop to this, go back to basics, go back to things that really I loved at the beginning, that I still love, and maybe like less crazy, more slower. And for that, we're looking to move in another location where nobody will ever find us anymore.
What?
So probably in the middle of my jungle.
Ooh.
With my studio and my fragrances, but it will be exciting. It's
like outside UK or
oh yeah. So I'm telling you here because we know a lot, so I can share a bit. But I love fragrances. I love, and I'm in Europe. I know British fragrances. I've got Italian next doors. I've got recently I received some Canadian fragrances as well.
Nice.
So like there's a lot of fragrances that I've tried.
Where did you receive it from? What else you receive?
The perfume is called. Wait, I think I've got it here. It's called. Oh dear, no, I can't see. It's called So Exquis. It's like a gourmand that smells like maple syrup. I will talk about it soon. But
wow. Okay. Awesome.
So there's this. Like I know really well European fragrances in particular, and I always been attracted by Asia. And there's a lot of things that they do well in Asia. They do well the tuberose, they do well the vetiver, the sandalwood. And I'm kind of looking forward to discover more Asian in general fragrances. It could be Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Korea. So we hoping to move around there. I'm not going to say the location because I'm still, we're pretty sure, but not too sure. But anyway, I'm definitely going to take my
Yeah.
little ass and my bunny and go over
Oh.
there and discover something different, because I love fragrances, but I cannot see myself like this in my
Mm,
studio and just be, it's nerdy sometimes. Like, people are sending me so many fragrances to
mm,
try, and it feels a bit like a machine, and I'm
yeah.
losing the passion.
Mm,
And
mm,
I want to
mm,
reconnect to the real passion, which
mm,
is other things, move,
mm,
people with
mm.
culture. So that's my goal for next year.
Okay.
Go somewhere different and go back to basics.
I'm excited for you. Someone like that, that sounds like fantastic. Like just to, just get away, explore
Yeah,
something different and just take life as it is. So like
that's it.
people are curious, like my guess is no, but I mean you can answer that. There's gonna be a Clemence fragrance.
Ah, I'm I'm open to it, but one thing for sure that I can say is that I would probably, I'm not closing the door, but there's definitely not going to be a Clemence brand,
Mm,
because my parents have their own business,
mm,
and it's taking their life. It's not something that
mm,
you take and you can live like this,
yeah.
especially when you're a perfectionist like I am.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to do that to myself. I want
Okay.
to live a non-stressful life and enjoy
Mhm.
it. So if I do a Clemence fragrance, I will try to pair with someone else, but I've got
Mhm.
already a little idea in my head. I hope one day it will work. It wouldn't be like someone that I would choose just like this. I have the idea in my head since a few years. Yeah. um,
Mm,
but maybe. But fragrance brand, no, for
okay.
sure, no, no.
Okay. But the collaboration, maybe.
Yes, but with someone special. I wouldn't do it with like just a cash grab. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't do that to myself. I want to be involved from the beginning to the end.
Mm,
There's only a few people that I trust. I've worked with one team that I trust, which is Jovoy this year, which I'm
mhm,
super happy about.
mhm.
Um, and I'd say like, yeah, there's like one left I would love to do before leaving.
Ooh, awesome, awesome, awesome. But that would be great, and I'm sure you'll sell out in no time, knowing your taste and knowing your class and elegance
Oh,
and all that you put to and passion that you put to a fragrance. I'm pretty sure that will happen. Clemence, I can talk to you like hours and hours and hours, but
hey.
we're like an hour and a half, and my kid's gonna be home soon, so I'm gonna have
Ah,
to just scoot out. But anyways, I love you so much. Thank you very much for being
same.
here. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for sharing all that you shared with us. And I am looking forward to chat again wherever you are, wherever you may be in your secret location. But I'm
Well,
looking forward to that.
even in my secret location, you still have my telephone number.
Oh.
So
Thank you, sweetheart. I love you. Bye,
same.
everyone. Thank you for being here. We love you all,
Bye bye.
and see you later.
See you
Bye.
later, guys. Bye bye.